on, guys? It's me, David Darko Films here. Welcome back to an episode of Madden 17, New York Giants online franchise. In this video, we are going to be going over all of the regular season stats for year number 3 of this franchise series. And I'm able to do that because we do have a first round bye. And that is because we are the number 1 seed, as you can see right there. The Seahawks are number 2, the Panthers are 3, and they play the Cowboys, who are 6, and the Packers are 4. And they play the Saints, who are 5. And the NFC is just completely stacked this year. I could see every single one of these teams going to the Super Bowl, and yeah, it's going to be a rough playoff season, I guess, for us. Anyway, as you can see here in the AFC, the Bills, they are number 1. They must have done a very nice job rebuilding. The Steelers are 2, Chiefs 3. They play the Raiders, who are 6, and the Jaguars, who is controlled by Matt, they are 4. And they play the Bengals, who are 5. And if I had to put my money on anybody, I'd put it on the Steelers because their offense is very, very good. We'll get into that soon. Anyway, right here you can see we are the best team in the entire NFL, or at least we're tied with the Bills, who are 12-4, and we are also 12-4. AFC North is led by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The South is led by the Jaguars. The East is led by the Bills. The AFC West is led by the Chiefs. The Packers lead the NFC North. The Panthers lead the NFC South. We lead the NFC East, and the NFC West belongs to the Seattle Seahawks. But still, I mean, look at that. We're right there at the top of the entire league. And I think I've done a pretty nice job rebuilding this team. Anyway, right here, the annual stats for the league. Ben Roethlisberger wins the MVP, and that's impressive. Ben McAdoo wins Coach of the Year, which is very nice for us. He tied the Bills coach in terms of record. Roethlisberger wins Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. Also AFC, Derek Johnson wins Defensive Player of the Year. Denton Hoven for the Patriots, he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I believe he is that quarterback. He's already 87 overall. That's fantastic for him. And Victor Chavez on the Titans wins Defensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC. Now NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Rodgers, the cheat code himself, 97 overall. Cameron Jordan, Defensive Player of the Year. And now Offensive Rookie of the Year belongs to James Fusco, the quarterback of Cameron Jordan's team. And Matt Himes is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Chicago Bears. I stuttered over my words right there, but you get the idea. Anyway, Raiders, let's take a look at the individual stats for our own team. Eli Manning, 5,304 passing yards, nice completion percentage, 45 passes or touchdowns, and only 14 interceptions. Very, very good season for him. Not such a great season for CJ Prosise. 182 carries, 522 yards, and 8 rushing touchdowns. Paul Perkins, even worse. 93 carries, 346 yards, and 0 rushing touchdowns. Our team can just simply not run the ball this entire season. We were dead last. Nolan Meyer, 82 receptions, 710 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And he's been the cornerstone of this offense after Beckham went out, who has 61 receptions, 1,196 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard there in third place, 60 receptions, 816 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Brashad Perryman with 57 receptions, 960 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Will Tye, 51 catches for 427 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Adam Humphries, 46 catches, 529 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Our entire receiving core got going this year, and even when we lost Beckham and everyone, they stepped up and they played well. And our offensive line, Eric Flowers led up 15, Robbie Marler on the other side led up 11, Justin Pugh led up 9, Jerry Jackson only led up 4, which is nice, and Weston Richburg only led up 2. So our offensive line played very, very well, I'd say, in the second half of the season. Shaq Thompson leads the team with 77 tackles. Darquez Denard follows with 76, and Landon Collins behind him with 71. Tackles for a loss, Olivier Vernon with 16, Jason Pierre-Paul with 13, Damon Harrison with 12, Shaq Thompson with 11, Quan Alexander with 11, Landon Collins with 10, B.J. Goodson with 10, Corliss Groom with 8, Deshaun Benford with 7, Jonathan Hankins with 7. I mean, we are just completely stacked here in terms of tackles for a loss. We were in the opposing team's backfield more than they were. Anyway, Olivier Vernon leads with 11 sacks, followed by Jason Pierre-Paul, who has 10.5. Shaq Thompson, Quan Alexander both have 5 sacks. Janoris Jenkins leads the team in interceptions with 3. Eli Apple follows with 2. Then Jason Pierre-Paul with 1. Darquez Denard with 1. Quentin Dunbar with 1. Eduardo Waddell with 1, a very clutch one, in fact. And Darian Thompson with 1 as well. In terms of kicking, Patrick Murray, ever since we got rid of Matt Prater and picked him up in free agency, he is a perfect 10 for 10 and a long of 53 yards. He has been absolutely fantastic, one of the best kickers in the league. Actually, he was voted the best kicker in the NFC. Brad Wing, I don't really know if I don't know punter's stats, so I guess he had a pretty good season. I always mess up the kicking meter, though. That's me, personal error. But, yeah, our return game was pretty nice with Marquise Goodwin and Adam Humphries. Now the entire NFL stats. We have Eli Manning leading the league with 5,304 passing yards. Ben Roethlisberger with 47 touchdowns, and Eli Manning was only 2 touchdowns shy with 45. And now in terms of rushing, Le'Veon Bell, 1,716 yards and 13 touchdowns. Incredible season for him. But the guy who leads in rushing touchdowns is Silas Bookman from the Buffalo Bills. He is a rookie. And, yeah, take a look at the stats right here. 82 overall already, 96 speed. Was that 99 carrying? That's insane. And C.J. Anderson also tied him with 15 rushing touchdowns. Now receiving, Allen Robinson leads with 104 receptions, yards, 1,783 for him as well, and also 19 receiving touchdowns. So Allen Robinson, who's been the rival of OBJ, just stepped up this season and led the league in pretty much every single major stat. Kiko Alonso led in tackles with 146. Tackles for a loss is led by Dontari Poe with 27. Sacks goes to Sheldon Richardson with 23. And Khalil Mack actually went behind him with 21.5. He set the record the past 2 years and didn't get anything this time. Darius Slay with 12 interceptions. Patrick Chung with 10, and Desmond Trufant with 9. Kicking, we're going to look at field goal percentage, and yes, you can see Patrick Murray is at the top, but I do believe Dan Bailey is better because he did make 27 of them. Here's punting stats, kick return stats, and punt return stats. And that's going to be the end of the stats right there. So many stats. But nope, there's still more. This is team stats. The Steelers lead in total offense. Passing is going to go to them. They barely edged us out. You can see we are second right there in the entire league in passing yards. We are dead last in rushing, but the Bills are the opposite. They are first with a lot of rushing yards. The Steelers, 33.3 points per game. They lead the league there. The Seahawks have the best defense in the league, followed by the New England Patriots, and then us in third place. Pass yards allowed, the Patriots are first, Saints second, and Seahawks third. We are towards the bottom. We did not do that great this year in terms of that. But right here, this is where we do excel in rushing defense. We are number 1, followed by the Seahawks and then the Raiders. The best third down percentage in the league goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers with a 59%. We are the most efficient in the red zone, which is nice, with an 84%. We are also the most disciplined team, which is nice. And the turnover differential, the Colts are a plus 25. And who is the worst? The Cowboys are a minus 15. But right below, actually right in front of them, I mean, is us with a minus 9. That is not good at all. Somehow we made the playoffs and are the best team in the league with a minus 9 turnover differential, which is not that great. Anyway, right here you can see Eli Manning gets in the record books as he throws for like 5th most passing yards of all time. Passing touchdowns, Roethlisberger is on that list as well, and so is Manning. Roethlisberger had 49, I believe, and then Manning had 46 or 45, something like that. Allen Robinson is up there with his receiving yards and receiving touchdowns after being led back-to-back by OBJ at the top. There's Allen Robinson with 19 in 5th place. Defensive sacks, you can see Sheldon Richardson is up there with 23. He is towards the top in all-time sacks in a single season. Those were just the single season records, not any career things, obviously. And anyway, right here, we're going to get OBJ back in time for the playoffs. This is absolutely massive. He is literally the heart and soul of our offense, and having him back is such a big help. We also have Quan Alexander, who is the centerpiece of our defense. So 2 main guys coming back. And right here, we're going to put B.J. Goodson at starting right outside linebacker. I don't have a problem with Waddell, but look at that. B.J. Goodson, 79 overall. He is growing, and Shaq Thompson is still injured. But B.J. Goodson, he has been playing phenomenal the past couple weeks, and we're going to give him the opportunity to start there. And it looks like that is going to be the end of this episode, guys. We will see who we face in the next episode. I'll also update the bracket, and that's going to be this episode, guys. Comment, subscribe. Remember, you have Reggies. Go to school. Dan Carr Films out. Peace! That was cringy. I'm sorry I did that.